Post-game press conference, we got Coach Asberry and two of his student athletes. We're gonna take an opening statement from Coach Asberry.
Good evening, should I say. On the long fought battle, first of all, I'd like to take my hats off to Prairie View A&M. I thought they did an excellent job of staying the course. I thought that was a good job by Coach and his coaching staff and his players. I always stated that the guys that made the few mistakes, penalty-wise, and just when adversity hit, you know, I thought that it was just it was a game that we never could get on track. I felt, and here's what I told the guys in the locker room. I said this, I said, guys, let me say this. Coaching you guys is like being a father. Nobody in America can tell me that I'm a bad parent. Nobody in America can tell me I have a bad football team. Do I have a young team that is gelling together? Yes. But this one loss, Prairie View University will not determine our football season. We have a game in less than 5 days. We're going to get up tomorrow. The guys are going to watch the film. We're going to take the constructive criticism. I'm going to take the constructive criticism, start with me first. I cannot point the finger at nobody. It starts with me as the head coach, and it's my job to make sure these guys and my coaching staff are doing the right thing, and we're going to continue to move well. It's one loss. Is it a division loss? Yes. Does it hurt? Yes. Did it live up to all the hype? Yes, it did. Like I said, this is a 60-minute game. Coach team did a great job of coming out, and they hit us in the mouth. And we responded 10-3 at the half, I think it was. And I told the guys, we still got an opportunity. We took their best punch. But tonight, we were our worst enemy. And we talked about it. One thing about this football team, we don't point the finger at each other. We sit down and we look at the things, our penalties. I thought the guys handled the adversity well. But it came down to our discipline as a coaching staff, our discipline as a football team. And I thought that was the difference in the ball game. Talent-wise, I thought we matched up. But I'm proud of my young men. I'm very proud of them. I had two young freshmen stepped up tonight at the running back position. I had a freshman right tackle step up. He's a 3-star kid. So this football team has a lot of bright spots. Man, I told the guys in the locker room, if history can repeat itself, the last time I was in this situation, that was 2010 at Shaw. We lost the first one. We went on to win the West, and we played for the championship. So, but we got to come together. Trey Walker came in and talked to the guys tonight. I thought he did some encouraging words to them, and he really explained to those guys that this is a business, and if you want to be great, like he said, anybody can be average. And he really got his point across. And here we're talking about a young man that we molded, he bought in, and now he's in the NFL. I am proud to say he is the first NFL alumni since I've been here, besides Kenny Burroughs, to come back and talk to these guys. And I thought more than just giving the conversation like I told him in front of the guys, just coming back, being present and visible, talking to those guys, I thought that was more than a check he could write, because those guys got their point. They understood what he was saying. But having said that, it's a tough loss. Where do we go from here? We go to work. We go back to work. At midnight tonight, this one is over with, and we keep moving.
Now we're going to open the floor for questions for the players and Coach Asberry.
Coach, you mentioned that it was an adjustment for you all, coming together and everything. After that third quarter interception, do you think that was an issue, adjusting and failure to adjust? Either one of you can answer.
Well, I think after the third quarter interception on offense, correct? We threw the interception, correct? I think what it was just a bad read. They disguised the coverage. And, you know, if you continue to play that position I played it, he made a read that they dropped the end and they rushed the nickel and they dropped the end. He thought he saw that and the guy just happened to get up underneath the corner, the wide outside receiver. But Jonathan is a great player. He's a smart kid. He just made a bad read, and that happens at that position. I made it when I played. So I don't think that was the turning point. I think as a whole, I could have done a better job as the head coach making adjustments as a whole with the whole football team, and I didn't do that tonight. I need to go back and reevaluate myself. You know, it's a funny thing when it's a mirror. The mirror only works when you're looking in the mirror. So I have to go back and look in that mirror and look at myself, then I'll be able to come back and correct this football team.
Coach, you had an obvious big threat in that of Derek Griffin. It seemed like it really didn't try to incorporate it until the second half of the game. Was that due to the different looks that your quarterback was getting on the read from the scheme, or was it just out of sight, out of mind situation?
Well, you know, I do agree Derek Griffin is you will see more of Derek Griffin. That's one adjustment that Coach Asberry is going to make, and I can say that now. I don't need to look at the film for that one. That's an adjustment that I should have made early in the first half, and I didn't do it. I'm not going to sit here and blame my coaching staff. Me as the head coach, I should have made the adjustment because I saw it, and for whatever reason, I didn't make the adjustment. So I'm going to go do a better job of reevaluating the film on offense and defense, and do a better job of making those adjustments and continue to allow my coaches to coach.
Coach, tonight you guys were only 4 of 15 on third down conversions. Were there some things, maybe schematically, that Prairie View was doing that maybe it took a while to adjust to?
They're a good football team. You're talking about a seasoned team that Coach Northern went out and recruited. They're a senior-heavy football team. You know, I say my hats off to Coach Simmons, but my hats off to Coach Northern. I mean, they were a well-experienced football team. The difference between me walking into Texas Southern and Coach walking into Prairie View, the cupboard wasn't bare. He had some talent. Some guys were a couple of those guys I recruited, so I knew what type of athletes he had. You know, it was just having to put these guys together. They've only been knowing each other since June. You know, so Malik and Jairus has been together for 3 or 4 years, but Lucas just came on in June. So it's going to take us a game or two to get going. The good part about it, we're in non-conference play next week. Got to give us some time to continue to gel, and by the time we get back in conference play, you know, I feel we'll be hitting on all cylinders.
Fellas, we hadn't heard from you all. You know, just talk about this game, especially in the overall, what transpired from the first half to second half.
Well, I think mainly it was just our inability, I guess, to execute. You know, we came into the game, we prepared, we practiced, we worked hard, and when we got here, we just didn't execute. You know, we didn't do the things that we really set out to do. We fought hard, we played hard, but when it came down to it, you've got to execute. It's the only way you can win games.
10-3 coming out of halftime. Coach put up big guarantee. That put any kind of pressure on you guys as students?
No. You always feel good when your coach has confidence in you as a team to be able to say, you know, and have confidence to say that we're going to win. Or, you know, it's always a great feeling to have that. And honestly, we're, in a sense, honored that he feels that confident in us. That means we're doing something right. He sees the work that we're doing. And, I mean, this is a tough loss, but as he said earlier, we got to go back to work. You know, and when we go back to work, we're going to evaluate ourselves. Like you said, look in the mirror and come back and make the corrections. That's the only way we can get better. the only way we can capitalize from our mistakes.
Coach, how does that make you feel knowing that your guys can get behind each other? Even though y'all were down, I never saw y'all give up on one play. My bad, Coach. How does it make you feel knowing that you guys do not give up on each other? They were down 10-3. They still came out there fighting like it was first quarter 0-0.
Well, that's what we preach, you know, regardless of whether we win or lose. One of our sayings is something bad happens, keep playing. Something good happens, keep playing. And we're not going to quit. That's one thing these young men understand, and we coach for 60 minutes. You know, I get a little fired up at times. I jump all on these guys at times, fired up, but they know it's nothing that coach wouldn't do for them. It's just the heat of the battle. I mean, a prime example, me and Devin Williams exchanged some words on the field, my big defensive end. It's the heat of the battle. And he came over to me, but before he could say anything, I said, hey, I love you. He said, Coach, I apologize. You know, so, you know, it's just, once we continue to build that chemistry in that family, these guys are very talented. I'm not concerned about the talent level at all. Did we take a good whooping today? They'll tell you what I told them in the locker room. I said, hey, you know, we took a good butt whooping. You know, some other words used, but we got to suck it up. You know, do we cry about it? Do we wipe the milk off the table? You know, we just got to keep going. You know, and it's a very disappointing loss. Losing is never a great pill to swallow. One thing we do know, you know, we let a lot of fans down. We let a lot of people down. But the most important thing, we let ourselves down. That's the most important thing. And anytime we let ourselves down, that's bigger than anything. You know, and you know, we just have to learn from this, correct the mistakes. And I don't have any excuses. The biggest thing that I can say is I need to do a better job as the head football coach, getting my coaches ready to work and getting these kids ready to go play. That's my job. I'm holding myself accountable. I have a great coaching staff, a great group of kids. I have great leadership by Dr. McCullough. I need to get my guys in gear, ready to play, and win the next football game. You know, winning will clear this up. You just got to win. You know, people forget about this. You win the next one.
One more question.
Coach, today you got almost 200 yards on your specialty teams. What are you all, fellas, you coach and fellas, anybody can answer this. What are you all doing to emphasize special teams being an important complex of every game?
Well, it's a third of the game. You know, our motto is stop the run, win the kicking game. We create big plays on offense and don't give up the big play on defense. You know, if you go back to last year, we didn't get that on special teams. We lost 4 ball games by a total of 16 points. You know, I feel special teams, we could have got 16 points out of special teams. And we'd be 7-4, 83 easy. But, you know, it's a new year. We know now that our special teams is rolling like they're rolling. We need to just continue to grow and roll with our special team and bring our offense and defense along. And like I said, that's why we're not pushing the panic button. I mean, we lost. We took a L tonight. I mean, you know, Michael Jordan lost to the championship game. So, but he also came back and won 5 in a row. So I'm not, you know, I'm just, this loss to Prairie View does not dictate our season. We're going to continue to win football games here, and we're going to continue to be in the thick of things. We just need to stay healthy. The good thing is we healthy. Nobody's hurt. Last year this time we lost. Bloom went down against Prairie View. Homer went down against Prairie View. Starting running back went down. So it is some promise here. So, you know, I know we let people down, people are disappointed, but the most important people are disappointed is us. And that's all that matters right now. You know, we have a saying, we all we got. Another part of it is we all we need. So we're going to take this football team, we're going to grow, and we're going to try to do our best to win some football games.
All right, well, thank you so much. We're going to end this press conference right now.